to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Connor Williams and we're back with another one of our 24/7 news report videos. As always, we start with our headline news, and the headline news is that Tottenham and Arsenal do have interest in Richarlison this summer. However, that is expected to be trumped by Chelsea. That's come from Miguel Delaney, who's quite a reputable source. So, yeah, he's the chief football writer for The Independent. Also with Richarlison, Chelsea are interested in signing him. Any bid from them is dependent on Romelu Lukaku re-signing to Inter Milan on loan, which is almost a done deal. Everton are insisting that they will not sell him for cheap, and that came from the Liverpool Echo. Yeah, not a massive shock that he's sought after. Clearly looks like London will be his next city. Tottenham and Arsenal. Arsenal making a lot of gains this season, signing a lot of players. Tottenham as well, quite interested. I can imagine he's probably going to go to, he's probably going to go to Chelsea out of all three of them. But yeah, it looks like Chelsea is heavily dependent on Lukaku. That must be a wage thing. I think Lukaku's going to go, isn't he? Let's be honest. His time at Chelsea's been absolutely silly. He didn't. I don't think he ever really fully wanted to return. He saw that too, so he's gone back to where he wants. But it does look like we are probably going to lose Richarlison this season, this summer, which I think a lot of fans have already expected and come to terms with. Next, we have that Everton are interested and leading the race for Manchester City defender Alexander Zinchenko. They want to bolster their creative midfield and push him further forward. A number of Premier League clubs are interested, one of them being West Ham. That comes from Jonathan Smith, who is a Manchester City FC correspondent for Goal. I guess he's a left-back option and a creative midfielder. He's a midfielder first and foremost that's been played at left-back for City. Versatile. The money that's being touted, I don't know if he's sort of what I would be spending that type of money on, because I don't think we've got funds to be splashing. But he's a good player. He works hard. He can tackle. He is creative, but he can have that defensive side of his game. He can be a decent left back, or I've heard people say maybe a left centre back if Lampard wants to continue this 5 at the back formation, which I truly do believe he will do, because it's what he was playing at Chelsea. It's very interesting. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I don't think we'll play him at left back just because we've got his fellow countryman Mykolenko at left back. So I don't know if we'll play him there. Maybe we'll play him left mid. We do need some more creative players. Not as much as we need a defensive midfielder, but we also have the news that Everton are interested in AZ Alkmaar's left-back Owen Wijndal. Ajax, Napoli and Sevilla are also interested. It'll cost €10 million with Ajax in negotiation, but he isn't happy with their wage offer. This comes from Mike Verweij, I'm going to pronounce that as, and he writes for the Telegraph in Holland. That's a really good deal for him. That's really decent price for a left-back of his potential. Obviously, if Ajax offer him the wages he wants, he'll go to Ajax, I truly believe. Might be worth picking up as a backup. I always forget we've got Nkunku. I apologise. One of the videos the other day I said we had no left back other than Mykolenko, and people did mention in the comments that I'd completely forgot about Nkunku, which I always do, just because he's been out on loan. I just sort of forget about him. We have got Nkunku, but we don't know. This left back, Wijndal, is a lot. Right now, has a lot more quality than Nkunku. It's not to say that he won't achieve that or reach that potential, but this is more of a like for like. Mykolenko, him, swap them round. He's probably a bit more attacking than Mykolenko. For 10 million, it's well worth having as a backup or to rotate. And then having Nkunku as a backup, because Nkunku I think can play left mid as well. I know people will say about Nkunku, but I personally haven't been keeping an eye on him while he's been out on loan. But Wijndal is a very good player. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I mean, I do think he will go to Ajax though, so nobody get your hopes up. We also have Everton are interested in signing Chelsea's Levy Colwill, Conor Gallagher, Armando Broja. Conor Gallagher, however, may be out of Everton's reach as he might get a chance to start next season. This has come from PBS Sport writer via Give Me Sport, Paul Brown. It's linking us with everyone that's at Chelsea then. Colwill, I think, is potential. Broja, I think we've got potential to get. I don't think Gallagher we're going to get. I think that's a pipe dream. He's a good player, but I think it's a pipe dream. I think Chelsea will use him next season. I think he'll stay there. So, yeah, I wouldn't hold my hopes up on Conor Gallagher, guys. I know he's a very popular player and our fans really do want him. I wouldn't get your hopes up, though. I can see him staying at Chelsea next season. We also have that Newcastle still have an interest in Calvert-Lewin, but at this current moment, Everton have received no bids for Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison. That's come by both Paddy Boyland and Greg O'Keefe from The Athletic. Interesting to see what happens with Newcastle, isn't it? Richarlison, I definitely see going. Apparently, Lampard's told Calvert-Lewin that he's going to be in his plans. He wants to build the team around Calvert-Lewin. I think we're only selling Richarlison to cash in. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it. I don't know why I do know why I'd go to Newcastle. What a silly thing to say. But I do. But then I'm like, I don't. And if Calvert-Lewin might as well stay where he's liked and where he gets on with the team, go again on a fully fit season. And then in this season or two, if he ends up performing to levels again and a big club comes knocking, then I'm not shocked. I think he will end up leaving at some point. I feel like if we don't grow with him, he'll outgrow us if he can find that form again. But there's no point going to Newcastle. You might as well just stay with us and then hope for a bigger team. Because I still think Newcastle are a bit off with even all the money. Still a bit off winning trophies yet. Next, we have that Gareth Prosser has been appointed as the Everton's new academy director. Lots of changes going on there. It's great to see since Felwell's come in. We've also got Paul Tate, who's been appointed as the new head coach of the Everton under-21s. Really sensible decision. He's been involved with the youth setup for a while, so it's good to see him getting the head coach job. And then finally, Layton Baines has been appointed the new head coach of the under-18s, which again is great to see. I know it sort of goes against jobs for boys mantra, but it's nice to see Layton Baines doing well. Does it quietly as well, under the radar. He's not a man who likes a lot of fuss, is he? It'd be brilliant if as a manager or a head coach he kicked on and then was either head coach of the first team or at least a coach of the first team in the future. That'd be quite nice to see. Never fully got his proper send-off, did he? Fantastic player as well. I will argue this for a while. The stats show that he was at the same time as Cole, he was better. But that's a debate for another day, isn't it? But yeah, fantastic player. Nice to see him in the youth setup still. I think it's all right giving jobs to the boys if the boys are qualified or are performing well. And I've not seen anyone say Baines isn't performing well. So yeah, that is all we've got time for. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below any of your thoughts on any of the news today. Who do you see Richarlison going to? Which one of the Chelsea three do you think we'll get? What do you think about Baines and his new role and the shake-up? And do you think we'll lose Dominic Calvert-Lewin? But like I said, that's all we've got time for. I'll see you guys very soon.